Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with the grand finals of the IEM Katowice 2022 tournament held in Poland, of course, at the end of February 2022. We have, of course, a great engagement here in between these two pro, this time from Europe. So interesting enough, no South Korean pro has made it through the final, as we have now spawning here in the lower right in the blue. It is REYNOR from Italy versus his opponent here in the upper left in the red. It is SERRAL from Finland. So yeah, Finland, the country of the 1000 lakes, versus Italy, the country of pizza and tortellini and pasta. So yeah, let's just see what the two pros have prepared for us. It is, I believe, a best of 7 or a best of 9, but yeah, let's just see. I'm going to be casting the whole series, and yeah, let's have a look. The difference here in between the build order, and as I look at the minimap, we already see a difference, a huge difference here, as REYNOR is going here for his fast expansion at the gold position. So yeah, interesting enough, SERRAL, of course, opening up here pretty standard with his expansion. Soon they both should, of course, follow up with a spawning pool. Actually, it's gas first here for REYNOR. Let's have a look at SERRAL. Also gas away, I guess, first into spawning pool. So yeah, nice greedy gameplay here by REYNOR, heading out for his gold mine. Of course, this is Pride of Altaris, I believe a 2 spawning location map, and yeah, we already see the overlords moving out for both players on the map. The timing is pretty much the same, and yeah, let's have a look. Another overlord here for SERRAL, interesting, going here into the right direction. So perhaps SERRAL, already knowing, of course, the positions of those map, he really wishes to see exactly what his opponent is up to. And yeah, we did have now a transfer of those drones by REYNOR. Of course, REYNOR heading out with more drones to his gold expansion, as gold gives, of course, more income than the usual mineral. So nice strategic gameplay here. Nice difference by the player from Italy. Of course, he's going to spawn the queen here into this location just to give him as much defense as possible. In comes SERRAL now, and he's going to know pretty soon what REYNOR is up to. He's, of course, seeing the creep, he sees the expansion, so he knows the strategy now here from the Italian player. Both, you can actually check in the upper left part the upgrades here and the production tab here what exactly each player is going for. We see 2 queens for each player, so pretty much the same build order. Only one huge difference, of course, this gold mine here from REYNOR. 2 Zerglings for REYNOR. Should be also 2 Zerglings here for SERRAL. Actually, those were SERRAL's Zerglings, as 2 Zerglings pretty much make it here nicely through from REYNOR, seeing everything SERRAL has. And let's have a look. The 2 other Zerglings from SERRAL should also be here around the map. And yeah, it also looks like REYNOR is preparing a wall in with his queen, with his painting nest, just of course to give as much protection as possible to his expansion. SERRAL is going to fend this off, and interesting enough, he's taking his third, so pretty standard, not going for his gold mine. The same can be said here for REYNOR, also taking his expansion, but the third here from SERRAL much quicker up than REYNOR's. So yeah, no early aggression. We are slowly but steadily heading to the 5-minute mark. The upgrades, the speed upgrades, are about to finish. And yeah, of course, lots and lots of defenses here for REYNOR, as he knows that this expansion will, of course, or should be the main target from the Finnish player. 1 Zergling just going to drive here by, and yeah, getting chased away by REYNOR. So let's have a look what exactly the plans from SERRAL are going to be. Some Zerglings it is, some Banelings for both players into Zerglings and Banelings. We have some evolution chambers. Perhaps some evolution chambers will also be spawned here by REYNOR. But yeah, SERRAL could attack from this part, could also attack from this part. Pretty much exposed expansion here, as this expansion would have, of course, only had this ramp. And hold on, we actually already see here SERRAL moving out with some Banelings. So yeah, he did even snipe 6 drones here, so pretty much sure he went from this part. Look at that, he's once again preparing another launch against REYNOR. So yeah, REYNOR caught a little bit off guard, even catches me here off guard, as 2 more Zerglings are coming in, being able to snipe 1 drone. Of course, REYNOR will hold, but 2 more Banelings are being prepared here by SERRAL. And yeah, those drones already taking quite some damage by the first 2 Banelings. Queens are in position, and let's have a look when exactly SERRAL will decide to launch his attack. Here we go. He's, of course, adding those Zerglings in the upper part just to distract REYNOR, and in come the 2 Banelings here, to deal some damage. REYNOR is ready to respond with lots and lots of splash damage. Once again, 5 drones have been killed. You can see that the worker count now, SERRAL having more drones than his opponent. Yeah, REYNOR has to rebuild those drones. So yeah, the economy from SERRAL looking much stronger. But yeah, look at that. Now it's actually 5 more workers here for SERRAL. So yeah, let's have a look if it's going to be worth it here for REYNOR with this gold expansion against SERRAL. What are the next plans here from SERRAL? Some Zerglings do make it here through. Interestingly enough, he's not adding more Zerglings into this position. He's actually looking like to launch a middle attack with some roaches now. So roaches have been added here by him. And yes, REYNOR also having his queens with his Zerglings and banelings up. Let's have a look. The queens are taking quite some damage, so REYNOR needs to be careful. Those queens are very much important. As yes, some roaches are also being added here by REYNOR a bit late, so SERRAL looking much stronger with 6 roaches versus the only 4 by REYNOR. But REYNOR also having a healthy count of banelings. And yeah, the high ground is here for REYNOR. So yeah, SERRAL is looking like he's going to retreat, he's going to regroup. Still both players at 3 bases. This Pinecrawler has been cancelled. Let's have a look. Things have settled down a little bit as REYNOR decides to perhaps, yeah, just add more and more units. It looks like it's going to be mass roaches for him. Same can be said for REYNOR, roaches and banelings with some queens. Let's have a look at those mains. You can see the upgrades going up here in the upper left part. So it looks like both players pretty much are going to focus now into their roaches gameplay. Actually, REYNOR is now moving forward, but he needs to be careful. SERRAL has the high ground, so he won't have that much vision. However, this overload really very much important here for REYNOR, giving him that vision. And here we go. Banelings in the front, they do get a little bit of some connections, do deal some nice splash damage, but yes, SERRAL pretty much holds and is being able to fend this off. So now REYNOR a little bit on the retreat. His creep spread is however really nice. He already passed here the middle of the map. At the same time, SERRAL prepares a launch here towards REYNOR. Let's see. He is of course betting on the fact that most of the units from REYNOR are in the middle of the map. And let's see if he's going to be able to snipe perhaps some drones. Once again, nice 5th attack here, so he should be able to snipe perhaps 1 or 2 drones, even leaving some Zerglings here out. So yeah, nice stuff, just causing some chaos, sniping 2 drones, and yeah, just retreating. Now even adding some Ravagers into his army composition, even had forced here a pullback by REYNOR. So yeah, nice job by SERRAL. But remember, if this game continues like this, REYNOR will eventually have the economic advantage with his gold mine. So yeah, let's have a look what SERRAL is going to be doing. He's researching here the borrow ability by those roaches, by those Zerglings. And yeah, at the same time now finally SERRAL reacting at the 8-minute mark. He's also taking the gold mine. Nice micro here by REYNOR, but it's really hard to out micro those fireballs by the Ravagers. So sadly for him, his overlord is going to be killed, so no more vision for him. Interesting enough, SERRAL is cancelling this expansion. Perhaps he's rethinking, perhaps he's going for another position, or perhaps he's just going to invest into more and more units. It could be a possibility. As in come the roaches. Now this time REYNOR having the high ground, his units are nicely being spreaded. Some Zerglings do make it out, so he's trying for a surround move, but those roaches are of course so much tanky. So yeah, he's just heading for those drones. Let's have a look if he's going to be sniping 1 or 2 drones. Just running by, just checking here the main from SERRAL. And yeah, in the end SERRAL also regrouping, leaving some units here to defend this gold mine. So yeah, both players still trying to find a good position for their units. Still those Zerglings are alive, but the queens should of course be able to take care of this. Now this time REYNOR is pushing out, he even has some queens. The high ground is however here for SERRAL. He has those Ravagers with those fireballs. He will be able to deal so much splash damage. At the same time the roaches are coming in from the back, so great fight here in between the players. Nice micro by REYNOR, but he's so much clumped together, so many misses here from him. So yeah, SERRAL at the high ground, nice fireballs once again. So much damage is being taken by both players. Yeah, let's have a look. Now a better position here for REYNOR, but sadly for him, he has to retreat onto that creep as SERRAL keeps sniping one roach after the other. And yeah, at the same time he's also sending out here some roaches underneath the ground hidden, even sniping this overseer. Let's have a look, is there an overseer here? Yes, nice overseer here by REYNOR, so he should be able to fend this off. So great sneaky attack here by SERRAL, but the Overseer from REYNOR prepared, and it looks like SERRAL is going to regroup in the middle of the map. Yeah, notice that those Ravagers, those 5 Ravagers here for SERRAL, very much important. Finally, REYNOR is also adding some Ravagers, but is it going to be enough? As once again SERRAL is attacking with a quite small group here. He needs to be careful not to lose this smaller group, just regrouping once again. At the same time, he's also pushing out here, so a double attack here by SERRAL, nicely now having the high ground, heading straight towards the economy here from REYNOR. And yeah, look at that, REYNOR is just GGing out, knowing that those roaches would have dealt so much economic damage for him not to come back. So yeah, interesting game number 1 taken by SERRAL. Let's just jump straight into game number 2. And we're back with game number 2 here on Berlingrade. So we have REYNOR spawning as the blue Zerg here in the lower right part, and SERRAL in the upper left part as the red Zerg. Berlingrade it is, so yeah, not Belgrade or Stalingrad, it's just Berlingrade, and a very interesting name here for this map. Yeah, let's have a look at the build order once again. Let's see a difference here once. Look at that, we have a very fast spawning pool here for SERRAL at around 20-second mark here, so really fast spawning pool. Let's have a look at the spawning pool timing here from REYNOR, as there is actually no spawning pool here for him, so he might go straight for a fast expansion like the rally point here is being indicated to us. So yeah, very interesting build order, very interesting opening up here by SERRAL. Notice of course that SERRAL is leading the series 1-0 now. This score is not right, so it looks like he's perhaps going for a rush, so no intention for him for a fast expansion. As you can see, the timing here from REYNOR straight into fast expansion, and still there is that spawning pool, and we have the first Zerglings being spawned. So yeah, there's the gas here for REYNOR, and that should be of course his spawning pool, but so much late. So of course REYNOR has no idea that this is coming towards his way. And yeah, by the looks of it, let's have what exactly is he doing. He's actually transferring some drones here. How many drones? It looks around 10 drones here, and even 6 Zerglings. So this is the timing now when REYNOR is knowing what is coming towards his way. And notice that SERRAL leaves here 3 drones into his main. It should be enough to produce more and more Zerglings. So yeah, REYNOR now knows what exactly is coming towards his way. He's preparing some defenses. He has some drones. Twice here to block the entrance. It's 5 drones for him. More and more drones are mining for him, so the economic advantage is there for him. But the timing push looks here really strong for SERRAL, as he's trying to get a nice round against those drones. He even now places 3 spinecrawlers, sorry. And yeah, nice clumped up together drones, not allowing here an attack by SERRAL. So what a great rush here, in case you are a reserve player on Battle.net. You can see a nice tactic here by the Finnish player. More and more Zerglings are of course being spawned. The same can be said here for REYNOR, as he's also spawning more and more Zerglings, and those spinecrawlers will be of course very crucial, as they should not be allowed to be finished. So in comes REYNOR with his drones. Nice cancellation here as more and more damage. Nice surround here by both players. Another spinecrawler is being cancelled, but one makes it out alive. So this one spinecrawler really important here for SERRAL. It's going to be dealing so much damage. One queen, he's also out. We see more and more drones are being killed as SERRAL now tries to move forward with his spinecrawler, but should be now a nice block here by REYNOR. The entrance has been blocked, and even the spinecrawler has been blocked. So this looks actually really good here for REYNOR, as the spinecrawler is not able to launch himself on the creep. Root on the creep, sorry. Yeah, 15 drones have been killed already for REYNOR. Sadly for him, the spinecrawler is also taking quite some damage. He should fall. And yeah, what a crazy game, as more and more Zerglings are pouring in. Finally, the spinecrawler has been killed. Even 2 more drones are here in the army composition by SERRAL, and more Zerglings are pouring. So this queen needs to of course be focused, needs to be surrounded, perhaps, as SERRAL finally goes for another attack. The last drones are also fighting here for REYNOR. More and more Zerglings are pouring in. Let's have a look what exactly is going to be happening. More and more Zerglings are being left alive here for SERRAL, as he's sniping that one queen, and more reinforcements are pouring in. How many drones are being left? Actually, 1 worker only being left here for REYNOR, and that worker has been killed. So what a crazy game. At one point I was thinking that REYNOR would come back. He did snipe the spinecrawler, but no, in the end SERRAL takes it. So it's 2-0. Let's just jump into game number 3. Back with game number 3 here on Blackburn. So yeah, in the lower left in the red it is SERRAL, and in the lower right in the blue, it is REYNOR Blackburn, also quite a small map. We might also see some attempts here for a rush after some crazy first two games, especially game number 2 with a nice successful rush here by SERRAL. Let's have a look what exactly the plans of the players are here into game number 3. Are we finally going to see some normal build orders here by them, or once again are we going to be seeing a little bit of cheese? We're about to find out, as the overlords are already heading out here on the map. So yeah, it looks like both players are going into their normal build orders. It looks like SERRAL also going for a fast expansion. Same can be said here by REYNOR. So yeah, pretty standard up and up we have here. Looks like a normal, finally a normal Zerg versus Zerg build order here in between them. So yeah, SERRAL currently leading the score 2-0. And yeah, let's have a look what strategies are going to be. Of course, I'm expecting once again mass Zerglings, I'm expecting Banelings, Roaches. We might see some transition into Mutalisk, would be nice. Some Broodwars, it would also be nice to see some Ultralisk. Yeah, let's have a look. Currently just spawning pool to spawning pool, same timing for both players. Extractor first. So yeah, the pretty standard stuff you can even see here. The worker count is the same. Supply is also pretty much the same. So nice job here by both players. As some overlords also moving out just to check, I believe, the gold expansion here, of course. Let's have a look. So gold is not being taken by both players. The pretty standard open up here. Finally, SERRAL is going to see the open up here by REYNOR. Same can be said, of course, here by REYNOR. So no cheesy gameplay here, just a standard. Finally the standard stuff here by them. So yeah, pretty soon more and more workers will be transferred into the expansion points. And yeah, let's have a look. The first queens are being spawned. So yeah, finally we do have a first normal game. As we've passed here the 2-minute mark. No gold here taken by both players. So yeah, both players are playing really cautious, as the upgrades will also go up here. You can also see once again the production tab in the upper left part, just in case I'm missing something. And it's 2 Zerglings for SERRAL, and I believe it should also be 2 Zerglings really soon for REYNOR as well. There they are. So yeah, both players just sending out here those Zerglings just to check out the enemy, just perhaps to snipe a drone or two. And yeah, let's have a look if more and more is being added. But as I look at the minimap, we actually see another expansion here by SERRAL. This time SERRAL being greedy, taking the gold mine. And yeah, REYNOR now finally seeing this with his overlord. So he is now taking his normal expansion. SERRAL sees this, of course, tries to inflict some damage here, but the expansion is pretty much close here towards REYNOR, so he should have an advantage. There's even a Baneling nest being made. There's the Baneling nest here for SERRAL. So yeah, both at the same timing here. And let's have a look if this expansion is going to work out for SERRAL. So yeah, Banelings, it is going to be for both players. We will very likely see a Zergling Banelings fight really soon. Still, both players are of course staying back. More and more Zerglings are being prepared, and this should be of course the main target for REYNOR. And let's have a look as the Zerglings are already moving out here. It's 6 of them heading straight towards the position from SERRAL, as I believe even REYNOR is going to allow this expansion to finish just to kill it. And 2 Zerglings are already being killed here by REYNOR. So yeah, let's have a look. Another Zergling count is moving forward with some Banelings this time. So yes, SERRAL already under siege, 2 Banelings having sniped, but his gold expansion taking quite some damage. REYNOR just needs to be careful against those Banelings. Taking some good shots here with those Banelings. Another Baneling here for SERRAL could inflict more and more damage. So nice micro by both players, especially with those fast Zerglings. REYNOR leaving a hurted Zergling behind just to snipe a Baneling or 2. But in the end, SERRAL is holding this. He has this one queen, and he has more and more reinforcements being produced. Now at the same time, REYNOR is mining from his 3rd expansion. And yeah, you can also notice the nice overlord position here by SERRAL, just having as much map awareness as possible. As in comes SERRAL now with a launch. Let's have a look if he's going to make something happen. The ramp is nicely blocked here by REYNOR, as SERRAL is repositioning here at the high ground. Some Banelings are of course waiting for him. And yeah, REYNOR should of course be able to hold this. SERRAL perhaps deciding to go for a change of position. Let's have a look where his next target is going to be. Has actually 2 drones have been killed. I believe once again SERRAL is launching some attacks with some banelings towards SERRAL, as we see more and more Zerglings being spawned, and we also see some banelings being produced here by SERRAL. So yeah, some drones have been pulled back here by REYNOR. As we see an attack, REYNOR is nicely being blocked here with his ramp. He has wisely brought back those drones. Nice stuff, as SERRAL is attacking now here. This expansion also leaves his baneling. At the same time, REYNOR tries to make something happen here, but there's so many Zerglings here by him. Let's have a look. In comes once again SERRAL, but the entrance is nicely being blocked. There's however some roaches for SERRAL, and there's SERRAL looking really tanky with those roaches in the front. We have however 2 spine crawlers by REYNOR, so now the roaches have also been finished here by him. Let's have a look. Those banelings could perhaps go for those drones. No, they decide to go for the Zerglings and for the roaches. So much splash damage is being dealt. 5-6 drones have been killed here for SERRAL against REYNOR, as more and more Zerglings are pouring in. Once again, the drones have to fight. Roaches are also ready to fight. The spine crawler is taking quite some damage, so great series we have here. And yes, SERRAL is actually GGing out. So interesting enough, that rush didn't work out for SERRAL, as REYNOR is going to be taking the win. And this is of course the fact that REYNOR has 42 workers versus the 26, and I believe the gold mine has been snapped, so this is exactly why SERRAL has moved out. So yeah, 2-1 it is. Let's just jump straight into the next game. And we're back with game number 4. The score is currently 2-1 for SERRAL. So a nice sniping into game number 3 by REYNOR against that gold mine, and having the double amount of workers against SERRAL pretty much brought him the victory. So yeah, 2-1 it is for SERRAL. Now we are on Hardwire. We have spawning in the upper right part in the blue, it is REYNOR, and his opponent here in the lower left in the red, it is SERRAL. Let's have a look what the build order is going to be. Once again, the difference in between them. Still I'm seeing a pretty much normal build order. There's that second overload for each and one of them, so no sneaky gameplay, no cheesy gameplay here by them. Both players deciding to play it really safe here on Hardwire. I believe a 2 spawning location map. And this looks like fast expansion for SERRAL, and yeah, fast expansion for REYNOR as well. So the timing is pretty much perfect here by these 2 pro players. So yeah, we have a standard open up, standard Zerg armor up here. And let's have a look if there is going to be any difference in the future, and what exactly will they be preparing for us now after we have seen many Zerglings, many banelings and roaches. So the pretty standard stuff. Are we going to see finally some different units? Would be really cool, like I told you, to see some Ultralists, some Broodlords, even some mushroom units, those with those locusts. So yeah, let's have a look what they're going to be preparing for us. As yeah, it's Extractor into spawning pool for SERRAL, and also Extractor into spawning pool for REYNOR. So yeah, the both overlords are pretty much at the same time passing each other. So nice scouting by both players. Of course, they really wish to know if the opponent has went into a fast expansion or not. But yeah, by the looks of it, we have once again a standard open up here, so no cheesy gameplay. We might see even a second expansion attempt by both players. For now, it's just a drone that is being transferred to mine. So yeah, the first win should be out here for SERRAL. The same can be said here for REYNOR. Oh, such a nice build order by them both. So if you're a Zerg player in Starcraft 2, this would be of course a nice lesson. Of course, this is a build order for a ZVZ. Perhaps when it comes against a Terran or a Protoss, the build orders might differ, as we even see the Zerglings move out here at the same timer at around the 2-minute and 20-second mark, sending out those Zerglings, perhaps just to inflict some economic damage, perhaps just to snap some drones. But of course those queens should be able to hold. And yes, SERRAL is already moving out on the map just to check the timing from that second expansion. Same can be said here for REYNOR with his overlord, checking the timer here. And the 2 Zerglings finally do arrive. They will be dealing some damage. So yeah, the timing, like I told you, is pretty much perfect here in between them. This is exactly why they made it into the finals here in Poland. Yeah, let's have a look. Some queens will perhaps be sent. No, it's just a couple of Zerglings that will be sent just to fend off the attack. So yeah, nice stuff here. Nice map awareness once again here by SERRAL, leaving those overlords in the air. The same can be said by REYNOR, and let's have a look. This should be a Baneling nest, yes. Let's have a look, another Baneling nest here for REYNOR. So yeah, pretty much standard stuff. The wall-in is being prepared here by REYNOR. He's of course not going to allow any moving here for SERRAL. Let's have a look. SERRAL not really preparing any wall-in here. He's actually pumping out more and more Zerglings, so this could be already an aggression by him. Let's have a look if he's going to be successful. This expansion is not really that much defended. And the income, the Zerglings versus Zerglings, some queens are next by, but it's so many Zerglings here for SERRAL, and he might even snipe this expansion. Some Banelings ready to attack, 3 Zerglings have been sniped. The Banelings are doing a really nice job, and the queens are there to back them up. We do see some Banelings here making through for SERRAL, but interestingly enough, those drones were pretty much tanky, taking some damage of course, but in the end no drones have been lost here by REYNOR, as is nicely defending here against the attack by SERRAL. So pretty nice stuff here by SERRAL, with a nice attack here into this expansion point, but 2 Banelings made it here through, and luckily here for SERRAL he could have lost around 4 to 5 drones, but luckily here for him the position would have been really nice. I did not catch this one out, but the position from those drones were really so much nice, as they were able to tank the attack by those Banelings. So yeah, nice harassment here by SERRAL, even a greater defense by REYNOR, as both players, REYNOR having actually more workers here than SERRAL, and the wall-in is just perfect here. Roach Warrant it is, so we see once again the same build order, Roach or Warrant, finishing at the same time around the 5-minute mark for them, as we now see a transition into those Roaches. Tanky unit. And let's have a look. Are we going to see perhaps some Hydras? Mutalisk will also be nice. Is there even a tier 2 attempt? Yes indeed, there is a tier 2 attempt. Let's have a look at SERRAL. He's still at the hatchery, so REYNOR now with a difference. No, hold on, actually SERRAL going here for his tier 2 at his expansion point. So yeah, the hatchery is about to finish. Let's have a look what exactly REYNOR is going for. First Roaches are also out, and yeah, Spinecrawlers are also here, so the defenses look really nice here for REYNOR. No Spinecrawler for SERRAL, as he's just betting of course and the attack just to have that better defense. We see some gas being finished, so we might see a transition into other units by REYNOR. We actually see a Spire, a nice hidden Spire here at the expansion point. So indeed it is going to be a different build order by REYNOR. He's heading into Mutalisk, or it should be actually Mutalisk, because we also have a layer here for SERRAL. So yeah, layer for him and layer for SERRAL as well, as we also now see a Spire by SERRAL. So this could be Mutalisk versus Mutalisk really soon. And yeah, let's see how this thing finally, the game looks very much different. We're not going to be seeing massive Roaches. Of course Mutalisk will nicely fend off those Roaches, as yeah, Roaches can't shoot air, even though REYNOR has so many Roaches. It might be a transition really soon for him into mass Mutalisk. Let's have a look if his economy is going to allow it. Of course REYNOR also moving out here with his Overseer just to see what exactly SERRAL is going for, and he's also seeing this one Spire. So yeah, at the same time another Overseer here for SERRAL, who's really soon also going to be seeing this one Spire. And yeah, the first Mutalisk are also being produced here by REYNOR. It's looking like he's even cancelled some drones, so 6 Mutalisk are being produced. There's that one Overseer, the queens are already waiting here for him. So yeah, no major attack. We're at the 7-minute mark, and finally the Overseer actually decides to move back. So let's have a look if SERRAL is going to be able to snipe some drones here. Perhaps we see the first Mutalisk moving out, and now finally SERRAL sees it, so he's perhaps just going to try to snipe a drone or two. And yeah, he did so, those Mutalisks, so he knows exactly what is coming towards his way. Let's have a look. He's actually going for some Corruptors. So yeah, Corruptors is the answer here by SERRAL against those Mutalisks. Let's have a look if this is going to work out for him. Corruptors could later on be transferred into Broodwar, so we finally have a very different game, as in come those first Mutalisk by REYNOR. So they're really fast, and they're being able to snipe 3 drones already. So nice move out here. He might even snipe this overlord, but he needs to be careful. In come those corruptors, as one Mutalisk has fallen, but it's just 4 corruptors, so REYNOR might take this engagement. Could even snipe. Yes, indeed, he has sniped 1 corruptor, but he also lost 1 Mutalisk as well, actually 2 Mutalisks, so he has to regroup. At the same time, he's going to snipe those overlords, so not that much map awareness by SERRAL, as mass Mutalisk with roaches, with Zerglings it is here for REYNOR. So this time SERRAL at the more defensive point. He's adding some Ravagers, he's having those Corruptors, quite many Corruptors for him, around 8 Corruptors versus so many Mutalisks. So REYNOR is still searching the map for those overlords. Every kill is very much important in a mirror match. Let's have a look, he might even snipe a Roach or 2, going for those Ravagers, but there's once again Corruptors on position for SERRAL, and yeah, quite many Corruptors. Still REYNOR takes the engagement, nice kiting back and forward here by REYNOR, even healing those Corruptors. So REYNOR, sadly for him, he's going to take some casualties. The Corruptors are doing quite a nice job, but still REYNOR is attacking. Remember, those Mutalisks do have those bouncing attacks, so lots and lots of damage is being taken. At the same time, we actually see some nice move out here with some Zerglings by REYNOR, so this was a nice attempt by him with those Mutalisks, but in the end it was just a distraction move, as he's making here 8 kills, 8 drones versus SERRAL. He's regrouping into the middle of the map, but yeah, that Zergling move out was very much nicely executed here by the Italian player, as he has 3 more workers now against SERRAL, and now finally is once again moving out against SERRAL. Let's have a look what his next attempt is going to be. He might snipe a Ravager or 2, and he's now going for more and more Ravagers. Nice kills here, taking out 2, and he even might snipe a Corruptor or 2, so good job here by him. Those Mutalisk a little bit faster, I believe, against those Corruptors. At the same time, we see on the minimap a nice move out here by REYNOR with so many Zerglings. Let's have a look, Mutalisk are still fighting against those Corruptors. Roaches are also moving forward, but it's once again just a distraction move as those Zerglings are pouring in, and so many drones will be lost here. 3 already have fallen. SERRAL in some serious trouble, as Corruptors are fighting here against those Mutalisks, but it's those Zerglings who are really dealing that economic damage that is being taken now here by SERRAL. 5 kills, 5 drones have fallen, and yeah, let's have a look. This should be held off, but a nice job by REYNOR once again, killing the economy and also forcing here a move out by those drones. So nice delay of mining. Now finally SERRAL is going to be moving forward with some Corruptors. He's waiting for those reinforcements. It's just Roaches, and yeah, once again Roaches attacking this time for SERRAL. At the same time, once again REYNOR is moving out with his Zerglings. Let's have a look. Many Mutalisk, also not that many Corruptors here for him, so yeah, let's have a look. Zerglings up now, so once again pouring in here forward. SERRAL has to retreat with some Roaches. The walling is really nice. Lots and lots of damage is being taken by both players, but once again so many Zerglings do make it here forward for REYNOR, as he is able to attack those drones. So 10 drones have fallen for SERRAL, 5 have fallen for REYNOR as well. So lots and lots of damage is being taken by them, but especially REYNOR with a better execution with those Zerglings, and his Mutalisk are also much more mobile. So many Mutalisk here for him. And let's have a look what his next attack point is going to be. It looks like heading straight towards this. Once again Corruptor are moving in, but so many Mutalisk in the air, and yeah, nice kiting once again by SERRAL. But yeah, it looks like he's taking so much damage as in come those Zerglings. Once again so many Zerglings. The Mutalisk are pulling back, Corruptors have to chase, and once again so many drones are going to be attacked here and killed. 12 drones already fallen for SERRAL, and the SERRAL just has to GG out, as the main hatchery would have fallen here as well. So REYNOR with a nice transition into Mutalisk. Great job here by him. In the end he would have been able to snap this one hatchery, so nice move here. Look at that, even having more workers than his opponent. Let's just jump straight into the next game. We're back with game number 5 in between the 2 pro players. Let's have a look what exactly they have now prepared for us. After we've seen a great game, a great transition by REYNOR into those Mutalisk, it is now indeed game number 5. So yeah, SERRAL spawning here in the lower left once again as the red Zerg, and his opponent in the upper right the blue Zerg, it is REYNOR. Let's have a look if once again they're going to be doing anything different here, as just the two overlords are now moving out on the map. So yeah, looks like the pretty standard open up once again, nothing out of the ordinary. So it looks like really normal stuff, but just that game number 4 really nicely executed by REYNOR with those Mutalisk. A great, finally a great tactics here shown by us, such a nice difference. And SERRAL, interesting enough, going for Corruptors into that game, not for Mutalisk, heading straight towards Corruptors with nicely kiting them back and forth, but in the end those Mutalisk were just outnumbering those Corruptors and bringing that victory for REYNOR. Now we have the first same actually build order by both players, just like in game number 4. It's going to be Extractor into spawning pool, fast expansion, Extractor into spawning pool as well, so we don't see a sneaky move out here by them. Yeah, the pretty standard stuff here on glittering ash cities. Once again, a 2 spawning location for them. Yeah, what exactly will they be preparing? Of course, I'm looking forward to see once again some Zergling harassment, banings, roaches, and I'm would be happy to see different units like Lurkers, Hydras, Ultralisk would also be nice, Broodlings would also be nice, and even Infestors would also be nice with some parasitic bombs, and Vipers with some parasitic bombs. Let's have a look if they once again will be wishing to show us some different strategies, some different Zerg strategies here. And yeah, by now it's just a pretty normal open up by them, pretty normal stuff. And yeah, the overall is making it here through. Both players will finally see the same build order, the same fast expansion, and the same build order here into the main, the same upgrades here, pretty much same timing by them. Such nicely executed Zerg gameplay here. Of course, both of them are studying each other's replays. They know exactly what is going on and what could come towards them. So yeah, let's have a look. The 2 Zerglings make it here out for REYNOR. Pretty soon the 2 Zerglings by SERRAL will also move out, as SERRAL is also taking the second expansion. Same can be said here for REYNOR, so it's the very almost perfect timing by them. Such a nice execution here for both of them, as SERRAL might lose here one overlord. 2 Zerglings make it here soon, but the queen is actually chasing this one over. However, nicely blocking here SERRAL with this one Zergling, allowing this overlord to make it here through. So really nicely executed, sacrificing one Zergling just to allow that overlord to escape. And yeah, let's have a look. Let's actually have a look at the tier 2 upgrade. At what timing is it going to be happening? Once again, walling off here. Perhaps SERRAL should pay a little bit more attention into that walling, as the game number 4 was really hard for him to fend off those pouring in Zerglings, dealing so much economic damage in the end, forcing a GG out by SERRAL. I believe it is now 2-2. And yeah, let's have a look what they will be going for. And I'm also looking at the tier 2 timing, or if there is going to be a tier 2 timing, and once again what is going to be the transition by them. Right now we have a very defensive gameplay here, a very nicely macro orientated game here by both players, as we're closing in slowly but steadily at the 5-minute mark. So yes, REYNOR actually sees the expansion for SERRAL. The same can be said here by SERRAL. So yeah, both players, like I told you, preparing their macro game, preparing their economy, and yeah, really soon I'm looking forward to see the first attacks. There's that Roach Warrant here for REYNOR and the Roach Warrant for SERRAL. So yeah, perfect timing like I told you, and we might see a mass Roach attack really soon to be happening. Until now we don't see anything out of the ordinary. It's just a couple of Zerglings who might try to make it here through, but there is a queen already waiting for this. And yeah, let's have a look. Not that many Zerglings here for SERRAL. I believe he's now heading into mass roaches really soon, as he's also nicely walling in here. Perhaps having that lesson into game number 4. It was a nice lesson for him, just to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more attentive when it comes to defending. And yeah, one Zerg makes it here through, but still no drones have been snapped. 61 drones already here for REYNOR, 54 for SERRAL. Let's have a look. We actually see a Spire here by REYNOR. So he already has this tier 2. Let's have a look. Is there a tier 2 for REYNOR? There is indeed a tier 2, so I totally missed the timing, even though I said I was being more careful for the timing. Yeah, so sorry about this one. So we have those tier 2. We have a Spire, this time for SERRAL. So we might see some Mutalisk really soon. We also see another expansion made here by him. So yeah, he's perhaps betting on those Mutalisk to be much more aggressive for him. And still no other expansion for REYNOR. So let's have a look what that Spire is going to be producing here for SERRAL really soon. He might be the one now going for Mutalisk against his opponent. And yeah, let's have a look. Spire is about to finish really soon. We're about to see the first Mutalisk, or perhaps Corruptors. Corruptors could also be an interesting idea, as we now also see the expansion attempt by REYNOR. This Overseer is moving forward, but it's pretty soon going to be sniped. So yeah, the Spire has been finished. Yet I see only some Zerglings being made here and some Roaches being made by him. So yeah, let's have a look. Actually, do we have another transition here into mutating for REYNOR? He's going for his tier 3. So we might see some other units finally here by them. Let's have a look what exactly is happening on the minimap. Just a couple of Zerglings moving out. Now REYNOR is going to deal some nice damage towards this expansion point. And yeah, let's have a look. Roaches it is indeed. So interesting, he did add a Spire, but I don't see any Mutalisk being played here. Perhaps this was just a fake Spire to scare a little bit REYNOR off, to make him think that there will be some Mutalisk. But I do look at the production tab. Actually, we finally see 9 Corruptors. So yeah, interesting, 9 Corruptors here. Perhaps SERRAL is expecting once again Mutalisk by REYNOR, but I don't think I don't see a Spire by him. Actually, REYNOR now moving out with so many Zerglings, so he even might snipe this expansion in from the Roaches, but will it be enough? So much healing is going on, but the expansion is taking quite some damage, and a nice snipe here by REYNOR taking out this expansion. So first, nice move by the Italian player, as he has his expansion up and running. He has more workers, so interesting stuff. At the same time, what exactly will those Corruptors be doing for SERRAL? There they are in the air, so yeah, just snapping some Overlords. REYNOR sees the Corruptors. At the same time, there are some Roaches here, but the Queens are ready to defend. So Corruptors it is indeed for SERRAL. Perhaps he was really expecting some Mutalisk gameplay here by REYNOR, but no such thing. It's just a couple of Zerglings, just some Roaches, and those Zerglings nicely sniping here this one Queen, as the Roaches are now moving forward here for SERRAL. The expansion is not really that much defended, actually not defended at all, as the Corruptors are also moving out here for SERRAL. Let's have a look. So many Roaches, they will be able to snipe this location. Corruptors are being fended off by those Hydras. So yeah, first snipe as well here by SERRAL. So after losing his expansion, he's also sniping this one. At the same time, some Zerglings to make it here through. So let's have a look what exactly is happening here. Those Corruptors are vomiting onto this one hatchery, so the vomit doing quite some nice damage here, as the Corruptors will retreat, but the mission has been done with that great vomit here, being able to snipe this one hatchery. So perhaps this was the plan by SERRAL with those Corruptors, just to snipe those hatcheries. And really nice execution. He has killed 2 hatcheries now, and his 1 hatchery is being reproduced now. So we have REYNOR, however, with many Hydra-Lurker here, with many Lurkers. But yeah, what can they do against so many Corruptors? They did snipe some Corruptors, but yeah, the damage has been done here and into this part as well, as REYNOR has to now rebuild those expansions. This one has also been sniped. But yeah, much better game here by SERRAL, throwing us this time the Corruptor strengths, and we once again see vomit here. Only 4 Corruptors vomiting here onto those upgrades. Really nice job cancelling those upgrades. 5, actually, it's just 5 Corruptors. But yeah, once again, they have nicely sniped those the buildings. And yeah, let's have a look. Some Roaches will make it here soon, but so many Lurkers by REYNOR. SERRAL needs to be careful. There's so much splash damage, so much damage is being taken by those Roaches, as he has to fend them off. So yeah, really nice and interesting gameplay. We see some units here. And yeah, SERRAL is actually GGing out, as those Lurkers made it here through. So interesting stuff. Yeah, SERRAL GGing out. I really don't understand. Perhaps the idea into those Corruptors was a really bad one, as he didn't have that many defenses here against those Lurkers and Hydras. Yeah, what would the Corruptors have done? They did a nice job with that Vomit, but in the end, there were no Mutalisk here for REYNOR as he went straight into Hydra with Lurkers, and yeah, that would have been enough for him to snipe SERRAL. So yeah, REYNOR the victor. Let's just jump into the next game. And we're back with game number 6. REYNOR actually leading the series 3-2. Really nice transitioning by him into Hydras with Lurkers into that game number 5. Completely fooling here SERRAL. I don't really understand why he made those Corruptors, but yeah, in the end, REYNOR really punishing here this move out by him. And yeah, those Hydras and Lurkers were the perfect counter for that strategy here by SERRAL. Now let's have a look at this map as a spawning here. 2000 atmosphere. In the upper right in the blue, it's REYNOR from Italy and his opponent from Finland in the lower left in the red. So interesting strategies finally are being shown by those two Zergs. Not that much more Zerglings, Banelings and Roaches. We finally see some Corruptors with Vomit. We see some Lurkers and Hydras. Really interesting stuff. I'm also looking forward for those Ultras, for those Broodlings, Guardians and so on. So yeah, now we also see the first expansions by those players, and yeah, the pretty much standard stuff once again, nothing out of the ordinary. Those players are playing once again safe, once again normal, and yeah, it should be of course gas into spawning pool by them. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, gas indeed for REYNOR, gas and spawning pool for SERRAL as well. And yeah, let's have a look what this time out the strategy is going to be. Remember, REYNOR is actually leading the series 3-2. So if he wins now this game, he will be the victor of this series. Let's have a look. Should be playing it. SERRAL should be playing it, of course, very much safe. And it's a nice, finally a European final. Like I told you, we don't see any South Korean players. Interesting enough, Rogue being one of the best Zergs, and Dark also looking really strong. But yeah, also let's not forget Maru and so many nice players from South Korea not making tiers through. And yeah, it's all European, Finland versus Italy final in Katowice. Let's have a look. The buildings are finishing here. The first queens will pop out. Spawning pool is also being finished. Gas is also being mined. So yeah, your standard open up once again here on 2000 atmospheres, as the overlords will also see this. And yeah, let's have a look. Zerglings are being produced. There's that upgrade for that speed. So yeah, they're pretty safe and standard build order, nothing out of the ordinary. And yeah, let's see if SERRAL once again, is he going for that tier 2? Is he preparing something else? That Corruptors didn't really finish the job here for him. He did snipe some hatcheries, but in the end, yeah, REYNOR just overwhelmingly him with those Hydras, with those Lurkers. And yeah, those second expansions are also nicely being produced at the same time. Zerglings do make it here through. So yeah, the perfect once again build order by the pros. Yeah, if you're a Zerg player, you're really going to like those replays here. Baneling Nest, you can see the timer really nice. You can see the work account, everything, just in case I'm missing something. Production tab is also in the upper left part. So yeah, and let's have a look what exactly even though it's just 2-2 Zerglings. So yeah, really nice stuff here by them, showing us the build order strategies, as once again REYNOR preparing that wall in. Let's have a look at the wall in by SERRAL. Yeah, he might continue with another building here and here as well. So yeah, more and more Zerglings are being produced. Those expansions are about to be finished really soon. And yeah, slowly but steadily once again we're closing at the 5-minute mark. Evolution chamber is here. The gap is being left open. And yeah, there's that evolution chamber for SERRAL as well. Have a look, some damage is being taken here, but yeah, in the end it's being fended off. And we will also be looking at the tier 2 upgrade this time. I hope I'm not going to be missing it. Yeah, we have actually a tier 2 by REYNOR, so really fast tier 2 by him. There's the tier 2 by SERRAL around the 4-minute mark, but yeah, this one is already being almost halfway through being done. So yeah, SERRAL a little bit behind with his tier 2. And let's have a look once again what they are going for. It would be very interesting to see now SERRAL, if he's once again going for some Spire gameplay, for some Corruptors, perhaps some Mutalisk, what exactly his strategy is going to be here, as the Roach Warrant is also about to be finished, and a much faster Roach Warrant here for SERRAL against his opponent. Of course, his tier 2 is a little bit behind than the tier 2 from REYNOR. And let's have a look. REYNOR still not going for any Spire. having only this one roach warrant. So let's have a look at his ideas. Actually, the tier 2 is going to be finished here by SERRAL really soon. So yeah, still no major attacks, just some overlords chilling here out on the map, just seeing the location. Some Zerglings just moving out here, perhaps just to snipe a drone if possible, but yeah, it's just roaming around just to see perhaps where that army is being positioned. As yeah, let's have a look what the plan is for SERRAL is going to be. And we actually see a spire here by REYNOR. So spire it is, as we have the first roaches being produced by SERRAL. So yeah, nice transition finally from REYNOR into that spire, as those Mutalisk really worked out really well for him. And yeah, let's have a look how he's going to be working out here now against SERRAL. SERRAL needs to be doing something else. Perhaps some Hydras would be a nice idea, as those roaches will not really work out against those Mutalisk, and the spire is also being done. Some roaches are also being prepared by REYNOR, as we see the first Zerglings moving out by SERRAL. Quite a strong force, not that many defenses here, just some banelings are being spawned here. A nice hidden queen in the middle line, but some damage is going to be taken here, or should be taken here by REYNOR. Yeah, four drones have been snapped, as the banelings are now finally being able to fend this attack off. And we see also some roaches, actually many roaches here moving out on the map. And we also see a Nidus swarm, where there is a Nidus swarm. So let's have a look what exactly is going to be making it here with this one Nidus swarm. Some roaches already moving out on the map, the upgrades are about to be finished. And yeah, let's have a look. One weapons and air upgrades. Oh, hold on, we actually see a one Nidus swarm. So yeah, Nidus swarm it is here for SERRAL. He might bring some backup. Some drones are being really slowly but really badly being transferred here by REYNOR, as in comes this one perfect Nidus swarm. There are some Mutalisk in the air, but yes, indeed, SERRAL is sending out some queens as well. So he has anti-air. He should be able to have more roaches against his opponent. Some Mutalisk are still in the air, but so many roaches here for SERRAL. Let's have a look how many roaches. Not that many roaches here for REYNOR. Of course, there's more Mutalisk in the air, but yeah, REYNOR has to GG out. So yeah, what a perfect timing push by SERRAL. Really, that Nidus swarm finishing exactly on time, having those queens up, and of course having more of those roaches against his opponent. He really would have been able to inflict so much economic damage. And yeah, REYNOR just has to GG out. So SERRAL winning this one. It's 3-3. Let's just jump straight into game number 7 here. As once again we have spawning here in the lower right, this time in the red it is SERRAL, and in the upper left in the blue it is REYNOR. Great timing push by SERRAL, showing us that the 7-minute mark it was able to have a Nidus swarm ready with so many roaches, with those queens. If it wasn't for those queens, I believe REYNOR would have held somehow with those Mutalisk, but he still would have taken so much economic damage. So yeah, those queens with that Nidus swarm, the perfect answer by SERRAL against his opponent. Now we're on Curious Minds, and I believe who wins this game actually wins the final series. So such a tense moment by these two pros. Let's have a look. Both of them, of course, playing it safe, no cheese. Both players with that fast expansion. And yeah, let's have a look. Overlords also out on the map. So yeah, the pretty standard stuff. It should be once again extractor into spawning pool, or is someone going to be doing something funky, something out of the ordinary? No, it looks like pretty standard once again. Extractor into spawning pool. Let's have a look at REYNOR. REYNOR also agrees with this. Extractor into spawning pool. So yeah, both players playing really safe, as the overlords might even high-five each other here on the map. So yeah, really soon they might connect here, and yes, indeed, they are going to high-five themselves. Same can be said about this. So yeah, really nice stuff here by both players. The timing, like I told you, the build order, very nice and perfectly executed by both players. Really great stuff, and nice lessons if you are a Zerg player. Of course, I'm going to be searching some other replays against Terran, against Protoss, but yeah, ZVZ really intense, really nice. And yeah, the overlords are reaching out their destination. They will be seeing that there is no cheese coming towards each other. There's actually the normal build order. Queens are being spawned. So yeah, finally we see once again, actually we see a normal strategy by both players. 21 workers, you can even see the same amount of army, 600 APM at one point here for Reynor. I believe I also saw him at 1000 APM, so yeah, really crazy stuff. Clicking onto a keyboard and onto a mouse 1000 times a minute, really nice stuff. I believe he might have to buy some new keyboards and some new mouses really soon. And yeah, let's have a look. The second expansions are also going out for both players. And yeah, playing really safe once again, preparing that macro oriented game. And let's just see once again where is the difference is going to be. We have a Baning Nest, also Baning Nest here for both players at the same timer. So not that many units out the map, just a couple of Zerlings perhaps roaming around. But yeah, queens are in position just to defend. The ramps are also nicely being fended off here really nicely. Some queen eggs are being spawned just to produce that creep highway for both players. And there are those second expansions. Yeah, so no aggressive gameplay by both players playing really safe. Perhaps they're also waiting here for those speed upgrades. And yeah, let's have a look what exactly is going to happen. Let's have a look once again. I need to be careful at the tier 2 timing. And yeah, we're closing it actually at the tier 2 timing. I really need to be careful once again as the expansions are also about to be finished. So we might see some attacks as speed has been finished onto those Zerglings as well. These expansions are pretty much exposed. In comes one Zerglings, but it will be fended off really nicely. One Zergling also being sent out here by SERRAL. I guess he's just checking perhaps the other expansion points. And yes, indeed. So yeah, still both players at the defense. Let's have a look at the tier 2 upgrade. Still no tier 2 upgrade here for SERRAL. Let's have a look at Reynor. I believe you can also see it here on the production tab board. We actually see a roach warrant for him and a roach warrant for SERRAL as well. So yeah, pretty standard stuff as some queens are attacking this one overload. We see some Zerglings, actually 2 Zerglings here trying to make it here through, but the wall-in is really nice by Reynor. One other Zerglings almost making it here through, but SERRAL is also shutting the door really nice. But I believe Reynor did see, now he really saw it with his one Zergling, and he actually sees also the tier 2 being mutated here. And we also see a gas, so this might be a Spire, a Mutalisk gameplay by SERRAL. We also see the mutating here with gas by Reynor, so he might also go into Mutalisk. It would be very interesting to see a Mutalisk battle onto this map. Let's have a look. Overall, so also nicely being spreaded. You can see the highway here just to see, just both players to have as much vision as possible where exactly the next attack is going to be happening. Also only one Zergling of course is being sent in the front just to take out perhaps a Baneling or 2. SERRAL making it really deep against Reynor. Sees of course everything he has. And yeah, more and more is being added. Some roaches are now being added by SERRAL as he's moving here forward. And let's have a look what exactly the next buildings are going to be as the tier 2 has been finished. And we only see some gases now being produced here, so no Spire yet by both players. Let's have a look. They might go into some Hydras, more and more roaches, so Roach Hydra could also be a possibility here for them, as some Zerglings actually make it here too, so he might snipe a drone or 2. But no, still just a little bit of poking around. And we also see an Overseer, so he might go for Nidus one once again. It could be a possibility here for him. And yeah, more and more roaches are actually being produced. If you look at the production tab, 10 here for Reynor, 5 for SERRAL. So no Spire. Almost thought I was seeing a Spire, but it's just an overload. So just mass roaches. It looks like the pretty standard build order for them. Roaches for SERRAL, and we also see those upgrades as well. So yeah, roach is going to be here for both players, even Roach Ravagers. Let's have a look when exactly they decide, or who exactly is going to decide to do the first attack. Still, of course, both players on the defense. Finally, in comes Reynor with the first attack here, and he's actually being is being noticed here by those overlords. At the same time, in comes SERRAL with his forces, and actually REYNOR having more and more forces than his opponent, so his army looking much more bigger, but at the same time he's now deciding to move back. So I guess it was just a scary move here by him. Perhaps he was just buying time for this expansion. At the same time, his expansion much faster against the expansion here from SERRAL. And yes, SERRAL just preparing here his defenses into the middle of the map. We see the upgrades here both at the same upgrade level. And yeah, 2 roaches for REYNOR, massive amounts of 2 Ravagers, and we also see massive amounts of roaches here for SERRAL, but no Ravagers. And yeah, as I say, that's his 4 Ravagers here for him, trying to attack those rocks, perhaps trying to snipe this Overlord. At the same time, Overseer is pouring out, but I believe this could have been a Spire, a cancelled Spire. We actually see one Spire by REYNOR. It's getting spotted by this one Overseer. So let's have a look. Perhaps now SERRAL is going to try and attack with his roaches, Ravager, and all of a sudden he has more army supply than his opponent. Both players at the same amount of workers, 68 workers. We actually see some Nidus or Bolivia pick up. No, he's actually picked up those roaches into this one Overlord. Let's have a look what exactly the plans are going to be here for SERRAL, as this 4 Overlords, also giving nice vision here for him, and he's actually moving out with his forces. The first engagement should happen here at the expansion point. Nice fireballs by SERRAL as he's attacking more and more roaches. Roaches are nicely being spreaded. The Mutalisks are actually being spawned here, so this is why SERRAL decided to attack here. At the same time, let's be careful with this one Overlord. He was here with those roaches, perhaps he's still on his way, and now finally some Mutalisks are in the air, so SERRAL has to retreat. Really nice job here by REYNOR, being able to snipe so many roaches at the same time, defending those fireballs. And we also see now the Overlords make it here through. And this one Overlord finally landing those roaches. He might snipe some workers, so really nice job here by SERRAL, but in the end he did lose so much HP, and now he transitions straight into those Hydras. And at the same time we also have a nice move out here by SERRAL with those roaches, with a small group of roaches. Once again he's being able to snipe 5 workers, so nice sneaky gameplay here by the Finnish player, as in the end his Overlord is going to be killed. But remember, he still has those roaches in the underground. So yeah, let's have a look once again. SERRAL at the move out. This time he's being backed up by those Hydras. So yeah, Hydra's the perfect counter against those Mutalisks. So roaches Hydra versus roaches Mutalisk here. Let's have a look. Fireballs once again are being launched, as once again roach after roach is being sniped here by both players. Nice microing, nice scouting, nice focusing, actually, I mean focus fire, and SERRAL is actually being able to snipe this hatchery really quick. So really nice job here by him, fending off REYNOR. So REYNOR in a little bit of trouble, as finally we see some Hydras, massive amounts of Hydras by SERRAL against Mutalisk. The perfect counter, and those drops were also nicely executed by him. SERRAL having 3 more workers, but at the same time SERRAL is pretty much maxed out. Same can be said here by REYNOR, and if REYNOR has actually more roaches than SERRAL, he could be actually the victor. Let's have a look. More Ravagers are being spawned here. This time REYNOR at the high ground attacking here. Not that many units here for SERRAL, as he has to retreat a little bit, and in comes REYNOR with a nice push. Nice position here by the Italian player, but he has to regroup a little bit in the back. He's going for the high ground. He has the high ground, so SERRAL has to now retreat. And yeah, nice stuff here by both players. But remember, this one hatchery has been sniped by SERRAL, so the first economic damage has been done here by the Finnish player. So once again, REYNOR tries to push here forward, tries to launch some nice fireballs. Not that many Ravagers here for SERRAL. He's just focusing more onto roaches with Hydras. At the same time he's moving out with a small group of roaches towards his enemy. Good connection by those fireballs. And yeah, let's have a look. A nice vision as well by these roaches. And they're just 4 roaches, you might say, but so much damage could be taken against those drones. And we actually see some drones already being sniped here. 4 drones, but actually it is, and to this part some Mutalisks make it here through. At the same time in comes SERRAL with his roaches as well, but he's just focusing something else. 8 8 drones have been sniped here. Sadly for SERRAL, he's not really being able to kill so many units. So yeah, 8 kills for SERRAL, losing actually here 8 drones. So nice job here by REYNOR. Both players of course trying to hurt each other's economy as much as possible, and those Mutalisks are really dealing so much economic damage against SERRAL here. He's even losing more and more drones. Interesting enough, he's actually attacking that extractor, but the real action is happening here in the middle of the map. A nice position this time for SERRAL, as REYNOR has to retreat on the high ground, but those Mutalisks have done a nice job. Only 2 Mutalisks are being left alive. There is a Spore here, and there should be a Queen as well, just to defend. Oh, yeah, really nice job. And we have Lurkers now for SERRAL. And let's have a look how things will unfold. More workers here for REYNOR. He's actually having 10 more workers against SERRAL, so SERRAL in some trouble. He has those Lurkers that will be a good counter against those Roaches. Not that many Mutalisks, only those 2 Mutalisks being remained. And yeah, REYNOR in the high ground once again. And he even has those Roaches, and once again so many workers will fall here for SERRAL. He has the Lurker just to fend off this attack. At the same time, REYNOR is preparing an attack here into this expansion point. Really strong stuff here by REYNOR as he's pulling here forward. But now, slowly but steadily, SERRAL is fighting back. He's sniping one unit after the other, and look at that, he's even sniping some workers. So yeah, good job here by SERRAL. He has those Lurkers. Those Lurkers, a nice counter against those mass units. And look at that, even a 1 Overseer has to be spawned here just to fend off this attack. At the same time, SERRAL has to make something happen. He's moving here forward. He has so much less workers than REYNOR, but is this going to be enough? With his Lurkers, he's pushing forward. There is an Overseer. There is a nice position by SERRAL. He's spreading those Lurkers in the back, and slowly but steadily he's moving here forward. Let's have a look. Roaches, Hydras, and not that many Mutalisks. Actually no Mutalisks at all. It's just mass Roaches with Ravagers for him. So yeah, look at that, once again the expansion is going to be sniped. Good Ravager balls here, and yeah, good sniping by SERRAL as well. So nice stuff, as both players are taking quite some damage, and the Ravagers, actually the Lurkers, are being pulled back here by SERRAL. He might just borrow them here just to deal some damage, some splash damage. So yeah, those Lurkers will be nice against those Roaches. At the same time, we once again see here Ravagers. It's actually Roaches by REYNOR, but SERRAL is prepared this time with his Hydras to fend off this attack. We have so much happening here. Really great stuff. And yes, things finally do settle down as we're closing it at the 15-minute mark. So much tenser game. And now let's have a look if REYNOR is also going into those Hydras, but no, it seems like he's going into mass Roaches here, as we have some Vipers now. Vipers could be really nice with parasitic bombs or blinding clouds against those Lurkers and Hydras. And yeah, nice stuff for REYNOR now, all of a sudden having more supply and more army supply against his opponent. He's trying to launch attacks, not paying attention, losing some Lurkers here. So really nice sniping, but REYNOR needs to be careful. He might get surrounded here by SERRAL. Needs to find a good position. He might snipe once again a unit after the other, but yes, SERRAL looks like he's just going to commit, moving here forward. REYNOR might get a good surround against SERRAL, so SERRAL needs to be careful. Some reinforcements are pouring in, but yeah, REYNOR should be able to snap this, but hold on, those Lurkers do borrow, and now all of a sudden REYNOR is being surrounded by SERRAL. This is taking so much damage. Even this one Lurker will be dealing so much splash damage. There are 2 Overseers, and yeah, we see some 1-1s. I believe there was a break, perhaps some lag issues or some computer issues, as the expansion has been finished as well. So yeah, go it is here for both players. Yeah, let's have a look. Still Vipers are being added by REYNOR. 3 Vipers with mass mana here, as they have sucked some HP out of this hatchery. And yeah, the Lurker once again, nice position, some harpoons now against those Lurkers. Really nicely done here by REYNOR, being able to snipe 4 Lurkers. And the same thing can be said here also, 4 Vipers by SERRAL. So we have Vipers versus Vipers, and some small task forces here, some small Roaches in the end to attack. Once again, some HP is being sucked by those Vipers. And yeah, much nicer gameplay here with Hydras, with Lurkers this time versus mass Roach Ravagers. It is for REYNOR. And of course those Vipers, let's not forget those Vipers. And let's have a look. Is someone going to commit here? And slowly but steadily we're closing that at 20-minute mark. We have a nice parasitic bomb. And let's have a look, some nice harpoons against those Vipers. Vipers are really dealing good damage. And the same can be said about REYNOR, also dealing nice damage against those Hydras. So yeah, another small task force here being prepared by REYNOR. But yeah, SERRAL also leaving some forces in the back just to defend. Also leaving those lurkers around to defend, yeah. So really great job. We also see a symbol of an atom, I believe it is here. Let's have a look. Nice engagement here, but a nice surround possibility here by SERRAL as some blinding clouds have been casted. Yeah, let's have a look. Who is going to continue to commit? Looks like REYNOR is still present in the middle of the map with his massive forces, and another expansion attempt here by SERRAL. At the same time we see a lurker trying to deal some damage. Actually he actually still keeps dealing some damage. Finally it's getting spotted, with REYNOR having now some Hydras as well. And at the same time SERRAL actually being very strong here, moving out on the map. REYNOR at the same time also moves out, but there's so many lurkers, so REYNOR really has to snap one lurker after the other. SERRAL has to retreat. I see him coming back here in the middle of the map, having so many Vipers. Let's have a look. Still REYNOR deals so much damage here against his opponent. Now SERRAL tries to go for a surround. Let's have a look what those Vipers will be, perhaps casting some parasitic bombs, but no. He's just waiting perhaps for a better opportunity here, and he's also waiting for his expansion to finish, to have more and more of an economic advantage. Currently both players at the 54 worker count. So much damage being taken by REYNOR, and SERRAL looking a little bit healthier here at the HP par, but we actually see now REYNOR moving out with his Hydras, with his Vipers, with his Roaches. And let's have a look. Lurkers are being bored, some nice sniping, nice parasitic bombs, nice blinding clouds, and the Overseers are being sniped. So this means that REYNOR will have no vision against those lurkers. So an interesting job here by SERRAL, deciding to snipe of course those Overseer. REYNOR a little bit blind now into this battle. Still he decides to move out. Of course the lurkers are nicely being positioned. At the same time we see another small group of Roaches moving out. So yeah, this is the idea from SERRAL here. He wants to snipe those Overseer just to give those lurkers a chance to attack. Now we see in comes REYNOR, but remember he has no vision. He's taking so much damage out of SERRAL now. Needs to move back. Actually, yeah, no, this was a Overseer by SERRAL, so yeah, so much damage being taken here by him. And yeah, interesting move out here by SERRAL. So this was his plans by the first. These lurkers are now being protected, they're not being detected by those Overseer, and SERRAL attacking at the two bases. Once again sniping those overlords, also roaming around here. But this expansion looking like it's going to take so much damage, as Hydras will be able to take care of it. So yeah, nice job here by SERRAL. His expansion is up and running. This one as well, as he's preparing some defenses perhaps here. And yeah, only two more Overseers has been added here by REYNOR, but in the end in comes SERRAL with his Vipers, with his Lurkers. And once again here, no, this time he's going for those Vipers. Blinding clouds for both players. Lots and lots of damage is being dealt. Lurkers in position. And yeah, REYNOR is just roaming around a little bit, but so much damage is being taken. Still Overseers are alive. And yeah, all of a sudden SERRAL has more supply, and once again he's going for this expansion. REYNOR this time in some trouble. Let's see if he's going to somehow come back from this. Nice fireballs. Still in comes SERRAL. He's moving forward with his Roaches, with his Lurkers, actually blinding clouds everywhere here. So such a nice strategy by both players. But in the end, so many Hydras are being left here alive, and SERRAL is the victor of this game. So SERRAL is your champion from the IEM Katowice. Such a nice strategy here by him, taking those Vipers just to snap those Overseer, just to give him that advantage for those Lurkers. And in the end, those Lurkers brought him the victory here, winning this series 4-3. Such a nice game by both players. REYNOR also playing really nicely. At one point I even was thinking that he was winning this series. He had more supply at one point, but yeah, in the end SERRAL coming back, and yeah, with those harpoons, with those Viper harpoons, he was able to snipe so many Overseers, given protection towards his lurkers. So yeah, congratulations to him, congratulations to Finland. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this series. I will be trying to cast more of those longer series. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your host Tommy signing out.